It can't be that freaking hard, right? Getting healthy, being healthy, staying healthy. I believe that having optimal health is the pathway to living a truly fulfilled life. I'm your host, Ashleigh Mythen, a qualified naturopath who's passionate about finding solutions to your health problems, because your health is my business and healthy starts here. Welcome to the show. Hello everybody and welcome to today's episode. Today I want to talk to you guys about 5 ways to help you avoid Christmas burnout, which is a real thing. It's been a crazy year, it's a crazy month, and these are a couple of things that will help you get through this month. So number 1 is get organized. I'm really big into scheduling and to-do lists. There's a satisfaction, I think, at ticking something off at the end of the day, but it also helps me really narrow my focus and I get more done instead of trying to do everything at once. I like to look ahead of time, look at my month, make sure everything's in there on my calendar, from, social catch-ups to work deadlines, everything's scheduled in there. And I write down a daily to-do list. Every morning I'll just write down what I want to get done that day. And then I don't add anything more to that to-do list, or once I finish that, I don't continue on to what I could get done tomorrow. I just finish it. And I think that's a really great way to be, because I used to try and once I finished what I had to get done in that day, I'd move on to the next day. And I think it's unnecessary. I think it just created more stress. So get organized, write everything down, schedule it in, and have a to-do list. I find that's really helpful. Number 2, learn how to switch off. This is so important. We're all so connected to our phones all the time and just always on. And when we're always on, it's really hard to slow down. And slowing down is essential for getting to sleep at night. So if we're all running on this kind of adrenaline, lots of things to do, go, one thing after the other, and we're still on our phone in bed, checking through emails, going through Instagram, answering messages or whatever, we're still on. So then when we switch off, we expect to just fall asleep straight away. Well, studies have shown that looking at our phone can actually stop the release of melatonin up to 1 to 3 hours. So melatonin is the hormone that's involved with helping us get to sleep. And it's released when it gets dark at nighttime, because that's basically then letting the body know that it's time to sleep. It's nighttime. So looking at our phones, our laptops, our TV, that is basically tricking our body into thinking it's daytime. It's really important to switch off and choose a time to switch off. I would probably make it no later than 9 if possible. And that's a really crazy time. I've spoken to a few patients about it, and I know that me saying 9 p.m, they just look at me like I can't do that. I've got things to do. But the problem is, if you think about that melatonin not being released up to 1 to 3 hours, is that we might not be able to get that release till, if we're not switching off by 10, after 12 till like 1 o'clock. And so then our sleep's going to be affected. If our sleep's affected, we're not going to have enough energy for the day. At nighttime when we sleep, our body and our brains rejuvenates itself. It needs rest to be able to function the next day. So yeah, it's so important to switch off, because if you want to get those things done, you've got to be able to switch off. Because if you don't, you're actually not going to be as effective in the day. You're probably not going to get all the things done. You're probably going to, because your brain's not functioning as well, you're not going to be as focused. You're going to be forgetful. So it's actually going to be more detrimental to you. It's like, I know we often think, we'll get more done, but it can actually do worse for you. So number 3 is fuel your body the right way. Now, I know this sounds like such an obvious thing. It's one of those basic things that I think, because it's so basic, we often forget about it or take it for granted. But you wouldn't go on a massive road trip without filling up your car first, right? So knowing that you have a really busy schedule, you can't not feed yourself good fuel or good food to help give your body energy to be able to do those things? I know eating well, it's such a broad term, and people are often conflicted by all the diets and every second blog post being so different, but I like to just keep it really, really simple. Looking at it from the perspective of just eating whole foods. So whole foods are foods that are as close to their natural state as possible. They haven't been processed or refined and are free from chemicals, additives, preservatives. Whole foods include, your fruits, your vegetables, nuts, your seeds, eggs, beans, whole grains, certain cuts of meat and fish, basically the good natural stuff. Or what I like to say to patients as well is eating foods that your great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents would have recognized as food. So number 4 is get some nutritional support. Sometimes what you're eating isn't enough. Sometimes we're eating all the right foods, we're sleeping well, but because we're in that stress mode, we're kind of, our fight or flight is going crazy, we're running on adrenaline, we're burning through our nutrients faster than what we need. So 2 things that I recommend for most people to go on, because most people have some kind of stress in their life, pressure and things like that. So 2 that I love are magnesium and a B complex. Magnesium is our mineral that's our natural relaxant. It's our neuromuscular transmission. It's really good at relaxing those muscles, and it's also good for muscle repair for the gym junkies out there. But it's also a cofactor and a stimulator of many enzymes in energy producing pathways. It's also really helpful for sugar cravings too. So another thing that comes up for a lot of people this time of year is trying to stop from eating too much sugar and things like that. So by you craving sugar, you could in fact be low in magnesium. There could be other things going on of course as well, but that is one thing to consider. Magnesium is also really good for hormonal balancing. It's one of the top mineral for balancing hormones. If you're not on magnesium, get some magnesium basically. Also look at some natural sources, like looking at your foods, which is like your almonds, cashews, cacao, lima beans, parsnips, soybeans, whole grain cereals, kelp, eggs and seeds. So, but it's really, like I said, that foundation of fueling your body with the right foods to begin with, and then just using that nutritional support to boost up those stores so that you're not burning it out as quickly. And B vitamins is the other one that I would recommend taking. I like to take an activated B complex, and that's because being activated, it means it's readily available right away for the body. B vitamins are basically in all foods, but it's a water-soluble vitamin, meaning that it's dissolved in water, but it's one that needs to be replenished every single day. And we burn through a lot when we're stressed. B vitamins have so many functions in the body, and each individual B vitamin has a slightly different job in the body. But one thing I want you to get from this podcast is that one of its main things is B vitamins are really important for both sleep and energy. So if you're having an issue, if you're feeling really tired or you're not sleeping well, then B vitamins, even a magnesium and B together, there are some formulations that have both, which is really nice. You can take that to help those processes in your body and to help you get through this busy time of year. Number 5 is helpful herbs. Being a naturopath, I love my herbal medicine. And I especially love my herbal medicine, like my herbal formulations when they're with some nutritional components too. I think they're just great. But some of my top herbs for supporting the nervous system and supporting preventative for burnout is Siberian ginseng. So the Latin name for that is Eleutherococcus senticosus. And I'm telling you that because when we're looking at purchasing these items, it's really important that they've written down the Latin name of that herb as well, because that means that we know we've got the right medicinal herb. So there's so many different herbs, and especially in that family. So it's really important to get the one that's going to have the medicinal qualities in there. Siberian ginseng is definitely one of my favorites. It's a beautiful, what we call an adaptogenic herb. So an adaptogenic herb means that it helps the body adapt to internal and external stresses. In fact, Russian astronauts were said to have taken the herb before and during going into outer space because it helped the body adapt to the physical and emotional stress of being in such a different environment. It's really helpful for fatigue and stress and convalescence and just a general whole body tonic. Ideally, Siberian ginseng is best taken over a long period to get the benefits from. But if you start taking it now, that's why I think taking it in a complex of a few other herbs, which I'll mention some other examples in a second, will really help work its magic because it's working in a complex. Withania is one of a herb I also love. Another name for Withania is ashwagandha. It's just the same herb, different name. And its Latin name is Withania somnifera. And this is a beautiful Ayurvedic herb. It's also an adaptogenic herb. So again, helping that body adapt to stress. And it's a fantastic anti-inflammatory and just a general tonic. Really good for people who really feel like they're just failing to thrive in life. It's good for convalescence, healing from being sick as well. Licorice or Glycyrrhiza glabra is another herb that I love. It's a fantastic adrenal tonic and really supportive of that HPA or fight or flight that happens in times of stress. Oatseed is also another one, or Avena sativa, and it's just a beautiful nervine tonic. So it's really nourishing on those frayed nerves that we often see in this time of year when everyone's just feeling really stressed and worn out and tired and all those things. In fact, when I was studying naturopathy, one of my favorite things to say before a herbal exam was when in doubt, oats, because everyone needed, no matter what, a little bit of nourishing and support of that nervous system. Another herb that I love to see in a nervous system supporting complex is Rehmannia glutinosa, or just Rehmannia is its normal name. And again, it's another adrenal tonic that's really supportive of that system. And it's a great anti-inflammatory as well, which is really, because often when we're stressed, that's when inflammation can kind of flare up in our body too. Lavandula officinalis or Lavandula angustifolia, so that's your lavender. I love lavender. It's a warming herb and it's very calming on the nervous system, but it also has an uplifting effect as well. So really a beautiful positive herb to have around. I often recommend, if people like the smell of lavender, to get the essential oil and put it in a diffuser, especially if you're getting ready for bed and working on having a better sleep routine. That will just help calm your nervous system down, ready for sleep. Just as a summary, the 5 ways to avoid Christmas burnout is to get organized, number 1. 2, learn how to switch off of a night time, or switch off and take a break and walk away and take some time out when you can. Number 3, fuel your body with the right foods. Number 4, get on the nutritional support to help boost up those nutritionals that you're burning through fast. And number 5, look at some of the helpful herbs as a way to help, again, support the fight or flight, the HPA axis we're pumping through right now when you're really, really got a lot going on. Of course, if you need a little bit of extra support, please reach out. I'd be happy to help. Go ahead to my website, www.ashleighmythen.com, and book an appointment. I would love to work with you to help support and to prevent burnout. There's nothing worse. And then when we're burnt out, we won't be able to enjoy the Christmas day because we'll be so tired, exhausted and stressed. So yeah, please reach out.
Thank you for listening. It can't be that friggin' hard, right? Be kind to yourself and each other. Till next time.